gonna put you on the very first match and let you try to beat all 20 of them people.
He's gonna be the first entrant in the gauntlet for the gold. He's forcing him.
All right.
He's an NWA representative.
If I step in the ring first, that's all right with me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed to kick 19 other asses, and I'm going to walk out of here the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
I've got him. Ken Shamrock has come out to confront Jeff Jarrett.
You may be whipping 18 other people's asses in that ring, but you ain't whipping number 19, and that's me.
It's wrestling's real outlaw, Scott Hall.
Just focus on trying to beat up one. Scott Hall.
Whoa, wait a minute. That's Jeff Jarrett, Jackie Fargo. Listen to him.
I want you to remember who did this to you. I want you to remember, Fargo, your next NWA champion.
When you hear Mother Freedom's on it'll feel like a...
Wait a minute. What is Jeff Jarrett doing?
Hey, Toby Keith. Nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear you sing. Nobody wants to hear that damn song.
It is time for your NWA Total Nonstop Action main event of the evening.
Another member of Minister James Mitchell's Disciples of the New Church.
Look at this monster.
Oh, 6'9", 300 pounds, Slam Del Rios.
I don't know what the weight capacity of the ring is, but we're testing.
You got to think.
He's got Conan up.
Oh, start chucking him. There you go, baby. Clemson has been eliminated.
And
K.K. Crush has been eliminated. Maybe he thought better of it and came back into the ring.
oh, sensational super kick by Apollo stopped Malice in his tracks. Is it time for the edge?
Malice is almost gone.
Get him up.
Gear it up. Oh, yeah. There's a and that's straight down.
Whoa.
What's Toby Keith? Toby Keith has come to ringside.
What is this?
It's Toby Keith has geared up.
What is this?
With a suplex. Toby Keith just suplexed Jeff Jarrett.
He has no business.
Jarrett's out.
has been eliminated.
Buckle. He said, caught him. Caught him. Look at that. Drove him down to the mat. Slam. He's got him throttled. Shamrock in trouble. Remember, it's pinfall or submission. Shamrock. Belly to belly. Hook to the leg. And now he has proven himself as the world's heavyweight champion of the NWA.
Dory Funk, let me ask you, did you ever win a title in a battle royal? Did you?
He just won't let this go.
Oh, man! God!
Right on us!
But I'll tell you what I'll do, Pally. I'll get somebody out here to whoop your ass next week.
We ain't gotta wait for next week. Let's get it on right now.
Here comes Scott Hall!
Scott Hall!
Scott Hall and Jeff Jarrett!
Next week, Scott Hall and Jeff Jarrett. I can't believe this.
Number 2 of the NWA TNA Total Non-Stop Action. And we welcome you to the NWA TNA, where on tonight's program, you will see a matchup that resulted from last week's show and a confrontation involving Brian Christopher and K-Crush with NASCAR stars Sterling Marlin and Hermie Sadler involved at Ferrara.
Well, this is a fantastic situation because what you've got is you've got K-Crush had gotten in Hermie Sadler's face as well as Sterling Marlin. He tried to get something going there. Brian Christopher came down and answered it, made the challenge for the match, and we're seeing it tonight. But you're going to have Sadler and Marlin in Brian Christopher's corner for this match.
Don West, I know you've been looking forward to this match. Miss TNA crowned in the Lingerie Battle Royal.
Oh man, the Lingerie Battle Royal, folks, remember, the less skin to win. The less skin to win. It's going to be unbelievable. The greatest catfight in TV history.
In addition, tonight we have a double main event. Jeff Jarrett to go one-on-one with Scott Hall, and we will crown the first ever X Division champion in a 4-man round-robin tournament featuring AJ Styles, Low-Key, Psychosis, and Jerry Lynn. It's all tonight on NWA TNA Total Non-Stop Action.
Our contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. About to make his way to the ring from Music City, Tennessee, weighing in at 235 pounds, he is the chosen one, Jeff Jarrett.
And Jeff Jarrett points the finger of blame at NWA representative Jackie Fargo and country music star Toby Keith for costing him the gold, the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship belt 1 week ago on this program. You will recall that Fargo ruled that Jarrett would be the #1 entrant in the gauntlet for the gold, stacking the deck against him.
Well, I'd be very interested to hear what Jeff Jarrett has to say tonight. He's obviously a man who's very upset about a lot. He's got a lot to be upset about. Let's hear what he has to say.
I ain't waiting any longer. Scott Hall, Toby Keith, and the fabulous one, Jackie Farr. Bring all 3 of you asses down here. Let's get this thing started.
Whoa! Get this thing started right now!
All right.
This was scheduled as the main event, but it goes on first tonight on TNA!
Being led to the ring by Jackie Fargo and Toby Keith. This is Scott Hall.
And there's the Fargo strut from the fabulous one as he and Toby Keith accompany Scott Hall to the ring. When you think back to last week, Toby Keith's impact was maybe even physically stronger than Fargo ruling that Jarrett be #1 because he suplexed Jarrett on his way to being eliminated in the gauntlet for the gold.
Like I said, Jarrett's got a lot to be upset about, and you're looking at 3 reasons right there. Jackie Fargo set Jeff Jarrett up. Toby Keith knocked him out of the gauntlet for the gold by suplexing him and assisting Scott Hall and tossed him over the top rope. Jarrett's got a lot of issues to deal with tonight. He's going to take care of it.
Yeah, one of those issues is letting a country western star suplex you to the mat.
Exactly. Well, who led him? I would say Jackie Fargo led him. There was no ruling against Toby Keith. Nobody said anything about him being in that match.
Hey, you saw what I saw, buddy.
Exactly. I saw Toby Keith interfere in an NWA World Title match.
The importance of this matchup is quite obvious. Both men are considered among the top contenders for Ken Shamrock's NWA World's Heavyweight Championship belt. And yes, later in this broadcast, we will be hearing from the new NWA champ, Ken Shamrock. But think of the future of the NWA TNA organization in this program. So much at stake in this matchup. Whoever wins this bout will take tremendous strides towards a shot at that championship belt of Shamrock.
Well, both of these men were obviously 2 of the favorites to win the gauntlet for the gold last week. Now look at them. Now they're among the top contenders, and you've got to know they both realize that whoever comes out on top of this match is going to be that much closer to a shot at Ken Shamrock's NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
And when you reflect back on that gauntlet for the gold matchup, you will recall that both of these individuals played such an important part, played such an important role, especially in the eliminations of so many of the other competitors.
Well, you're looking at 2 of the top talents of professional wrestling today, and now they're going at it right here tonight, first thing out of the gate. And I've got to admire Jeff Jarrett coming down here to get it over with, get this job done. I love that. Give Scott Hall a little taste of his own medicine. Scott's got a lot to prove here tonight.
He'll prove it. He'll prove it.
You want to lay a little money on that, Don?
You got it, buddy.
All right, 20 bucks.
Jarrett here in the early going, trying to get under the skin of Scott Hall, trying to take him out of his game.
Well, just look at the look on Scott Hall's face. He is a little rattled. I can't remember ever seeing anybody do that to Scott Hall. He's used to doing that to other people.
Wrestling's real outlaw, Scott Hall, back in a high-profile position. The eyes of the wrestling world watching his every move.
Right to his face!
Jarrett didn't see that one coming. Right hand into the corner.
Oh! Another one!
Hall just jacked his jaw with that right hand.
You got to think about this. Jeff Jarrett is
Yes!
against.
Yes!
Jeff Jarrett is out
Unbelievable!
here 3-on-1.
Jarrett sent up and over the top rope by Hall with the lariat after the fallaway slam. And as Jarrett turns around, Fargo and Keith are right in his face.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Jarrett is a man alone out here. He's got two outside the ring. As if it's not bad enough, he's got to worry about Scott Hall in the ring.
It's great to have an NWA representative at ringside as he pushed Jarrett back into the battle. Let's see who the best man is. To the ropes. Jarrett able to slide through the legs. Comes to his feet and connected with a drop kick. Jarrett quickly back up and another drop kick, and Hall is down again.
See, that's strategy. That's what Jeff Jarrett's forte is. He can think through. He knows how to beat you. Take a big man like Scott Hall, chop him down like a redwood, because they're all the same size when they're lying on their back.
Scott Hall in trouble in the ring. Jarrett crashing down across his back with all of his weight. And you saw that Scott Hall's throat was extended across that steel cable, and look at Jarrett follow up the advantage that he has.
He's not going to give that advantage up. He's going to stay on Scott Hall as long as he can.
Come on, Scott. Come on, buddy.
He knows how important it is to not give Scott Hall an opportunity to get his breath back, not give Scott Hall.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hall fights back with a pair of rights of his own. Now Jarrett able to reverse it and clamps on the sleeper hold.
Again, like I said, Jeff Jarrett, the thinking man's wrestler. He knows he's got to wear Scott Hall down. He knows he's got two other guys outside the ring that are looking to watch Scott Hall's back. The only way to do it is in the middle of the ring.
Great strategy move by Jarrett, negating the size advantage of Scott Hall, employing the sleeper hold, trying to bring Scott Hall down to the mat where they're both the same size. The intensity obvious from ringside as Fargo and Toby Keith look on.
Does Fargo know where he is? I just have to ask that. Is he out here with Toby Keith because he wants tickets to the Opry next week, or what?
Come on, Jarrett, wrestle him. Come on, wrestle him.
He is wrestling him. He's wearing him down. Scott Hall is in a bad part of town right now. He's in deep trouble if he can't shake this off. And Jarrett is going to stay on top of him as long as he can because he knows what's riding on this match.
Referee Slick Johnson checking the eyes of Scott Hall.
Here he comes.
Scott Hall up to a knee. And Jarrett applies the pressure, and again Scott Hall goes down to another knee. Hall able to toss him off into the rope, and he puts the sleeper on his own.
Turn him out. Turn him out. Beautiful.
Backdrop suplex by Jarrett, a desperation move, but he pulled it out in the nick of time, able to break up the sleeper hold.
Come on, Hall, get up.
Both men are down. Who's going to be the first to get to their feet? Referee employs the count. Is it going to be Hall? Is it going to be Jarrett?
Come on.
Whoever can get to their feet first, he'll have a decided advantage in the rest of this match.
Again, keep in mind so much at stake in this bout. Ken Shamrock, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion,
man, get
with
up.
the National Wrestling
Jack's
Alliance.
getting up.
Looking
Now.
to put the top contenders into place.
Gotta get
Cover
up.
him.
He got the shoulder up at the last split second. Jeff Jarrett on the verge of victory, but Scott Hall dug
that
down
was
deep
close.
and got the shoulder up.
Jarrett's up
that
to
was
his feet
close.
first.
Yeah. What a smash to the face.
Hall blocks a punch again and connects again.
Jarrett's wobbly.
Discus punch by Hall, and Jarrett is down. Running lariat. Great move following up the clothesline, and he does it again. Corner to corner. Hall in control. And down goes Jarrett in the middle of the ring. The cover gets two. And
He got him.
no,
He got him.
only two.
He got him.
Jarrett kicked out.
You are not going to beat Jeff Jarrett with a lariat, even if it's Scott Hall.
Oh, he is pumped up now, buddy.
Scott Hall says that's it. It's time to put Jarrett away.
You remember, he lasted longer than Jarrett.
Send him
Gonna
up
try
to
to
the
take him
edge.
up in the edge.
If he
He's
can
got it
put
up in
this
his
on, if he
shoulders.
can commit-
Big crush from the back. He broke up.
Come on.
Scott Hall had Jeff Jarrett in the end. Big crush just nailed him with the right hand. Jackie Fargo. Oh, Jackie Fargo on K-Crush.
Now this is what I call turnabout being fair play.
Oh, yeah.
Last week, Toby Keith helped Scott Hall. Last
Brian
week, Jackie
Christopher.
Fargo- What is this?
Brian Christopher and K-Crush outside the ring. Meanwhile, in the ring, turn your attention to the battle. Jarrett now in control of Hall. Hall able to reverse him. Oh, Jarrett drives him face first to the mat.
Jarrett has got to maintain his advantage here. He has got to capitalize here. Jeff, keep your eye on the prize.
Distracted.
Ignore Toby Keith. That's why he's there.
Yeah, he
Jarrett
ignored
is
him last
distracted by
weekend.
Toby Keith and Fargo at ringside. Will Scott Hall be able to take advantage?
What is this? What is this?
That's Toby Keith in the ring.
What is he?
That's the great equalizer is what that is.
That's a great disqualification.
Hey,
That's
if
what that
K-Crush
is.
can do it, so can the angry American Ed.
Double team move on Jarrett.
Where
Goes
is
to
it?
the cover. Slick Johnson into. Scott Hall wins it.
That is the biggest load of crap I have ever seen. Toby Keith is standing right there, and Mark Johnson.
It's
counted
done,
1,
buddy.
2, 3. Yeah, it's done. Does that make it right? No. That's 2 weeks
Way
in
to
a row
go,
that Jarrett
man.
got screwed.
Scott Hall gets his hand raised, but I'm not sure that anything has really been settled between these two top contenders for Ken Shamrock's NWA World Heavyweight title.
You're damn right, Tanae.
Now let's take a look at a preview for tonight's Lingerie Battle Royal on TNA.
9 lovely ladies in one ring. Contract for NWA TNA on the line, and there is my hands-on favorite to win it. Francine, the Queen of Extreme, is going to get a contract with this promotion, and she's going to be named Miss TNA, and I can't wait to see this.
And you want to know what? This is a new company. I don't hear Extreme in the title.
Oh, yeah! There was the cat fight, Ed. And you know what? We're going to be seeing so much of this. There's going to be 9 women in there. We talk about TNA, total non-stop action. It's going to be the greatest thing we've ever seen in the Lingerie Battle Royal. And you better not miss it. That is going to be coming up.
Well, now things have returned to normal. This was originally scheduled as the opening matchup this week on TNA before Jeff Jarrett came out to the ring and demanded the matchup with Scott Hall.
Being led to the ring by the brown-eyed girl. He weighs in at 402 pounds. This is Cheeks.
Was that like one of his legs?
The debut of Cheeks on NWA TNA. I spoke with him earlier this evening. He is from Roanoke, Virginia, and claims that he was trained by the Anderson brothers, Gene and Ole. Let's see if he takes a body part and starts to work on it like the famous Wrecking Crew did.
They're going to need a dolly to get him up that ramp.
He's from Roanoke, Arlington, and Chesapeake.
And accompanied to the ring by the brown-eyed girl.
You know, I'm just speechless looking at this guy. I can't believe what we're seeing here.
Cheeks' opponent already in the ring, Frank Parker, is a veteran of the Carolina independent scene, trained for pro wrestling by the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant.
Who cares about Jimmy Valiant? Who cares about the Andersons? That's yesterday's news. That's news from 10 years ago, 50 years ago. What I'm upset about, what I'm pissed off about, is Jeff Jarrett got screwed again 2 weeks in a row.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am now receiving word from the back that NWA officials have been in a huddle. And is it official now? Yes, next week on this broadcast, tag team action, the match has been signed. It is going to be Brian Christopher joining forces with Scott Hall against K-Crush and Jeff Jarrett.
All right, that's what I like to hear. We're going to get a little redemption next week.
Redemption? Redemption? Oh, man! I'll tell you what, Ed. I think Brian Christopher and Scott Hall got something to say about that redemption next week.
Oh, well, we'll see next week because I know Jeff Jarrett and K-Crush, they've got a lot to prove. They've got a lot riding on it. And I can't wait to see them get a little back from what they've been going through the past couple of weeks.
Oh, man!
I had a feeling that we had not seen the last chapter in the saga involving Jeff Jarrett and Scott Hall. And it will be Hall and Christopher versus Jarrett and K-Crush next week.
Oh, man, that's awful.
This is absolutely horrendous. You know, I saw Cheeks running around backstage chasing Tio, saying, "Get in my belly."
And you talk about the dark side of the moon.
You know, I understand that Cheeks is one of the long-last Duck cousins, Blowed Up.
I mean, this guy's sucking up so much air. We need medics out here. People in the first 3 rows are passing out from lack of oxygen. Hey, it's not just the first 3 rows. Look at big Frank Parker. Not only does he have to take those ass blasts in the face, he's got to come back and try to take him on.
Well, the shortcut by Frank Parker actually allows him to get some offense in on Cheeks. Well, wait a minute, check this out. That's Alicia out here at ringside with ring announcer Jeremy Borash. Wait a minute, we saw an exchange of money last week between referee Slick Johnson, who's in the ring with Alicia, but what is she doing? I was going to say, what is she doing out here with Jeremy Borash?
I don't know, but she seems to have some business with him, and it didn't appear that she was collecting for UNICEF last week with Mark Johnson.
Big splash. Count as much as you want. Cheeks gets the 3 count.
Somebody pick up the Frank Pancake Parker up off the ring right now. Oh, dear God.
And Borash and Alicia continue their conversation.
More money changing hands. Just like last week, he's giving her money.
What is going on here? Next week on NWA TNA, we will focus on tag teams. Number 1, we will crown new World's Tag Team Champions. See the top teams in the NWA as they vie for the gold in a very special one-night tournament. It's next week. New tag team champions on NWA TNA. In addition, we announced it earlier, Scott Hall and Brian Christopher joining forces against Jeff Jarrett and K-Crush. Tag teams next week on NWA TNA in the Spotlight. Now, let's take a look at what went down 1 week ago on this program when K-Crush came to the ring and K-Crush confronted the NASCAR drivers, Sterling Marlin and Hermie Sadler. Let's go back 7 days.
And here they are. NASCAR Winston Cup points leader Sterling Marlin and Hermie Sadler. I mean, Marlin's on the top of the heap, just like Ken Shamrock is in the NWA. Oh, that's who these guys are? I thought this was Goober and Gomer.
Standing on top of the mountain right now as the Winston Cup points leader, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we got about a 100-point lead, and hopefully we'll just keep racing hard and try to get us more wins, more top 5s, and try to win this championship.
You know what? I am sick to my stomach. I'm sick and tired of hearing about some damn race car drivers.
Thank you, K-Crush.
This is professional wrestling. You guys call yourself athletes? You got no damn business inside a professional wrestling ring. My kind, we dunk basketballs. We throw touchdowns. We run for touchdowns. We do arm drops. We do leg drops. My grandmama can do what you do.
Why don't you shut up just 1 second?
Hermie Sadler right in K-Crush's face.
I want to hear. How do you expect anybody here to take you serious looking like you look? You look like a real athlete.
Amen.
But there are lots of NASCAR fans in Huntsville, Alabama.
You got that right.
Testify.
And they know we're athletes.
You know what? Damn you and damn Alabama. I'm finna introduce you to professional wrestling.
All right, now it's getting good.
Whoa. K-Crush has got Hermie Sadler.
Who's that? Brian Lawler. Brian Lawler.
Christopher from the back.
Brian Lawler.
The son of Jerry Lawler has come from the back. And Brian is on the attack. Elevation and what an inverted atomic drop. Super kick on the button.
That's some sore coconut.
Look at this.
Here, buddy.
Hermie and Sterling are getting involved.
Hey, don't tell me they're not athletes. They drive race cars at 200 miles an hour.
And there goes K-Crush, courtesy of the NASCAR stars, Sterling.
Well, your kind, come down and pick on my kind right here, right now. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
The G-Master wants you in the ring next week, and I'll have my friends Sterling, give me some dog, and Herman, give me some dog, right in my corner.
You know what? You got it. You bring them trucks with you.
All right, people, it's now showtime for this match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. About to make his way to the ring, weighing at 242 pounds, K-Crush.
The challenge was issued last week on this program by Brian Christopher. It was accepted by this man, K-Crush. But guys, that's not the first time we've seen these two go at it tonight.
You had K-Crush out during Jeff Jarrett and Scott Hall's match earlier, trying to even things up a little bit, considering Scott Hall had two buddies of his own out there, and Brian Christopher came out and made the save there.
Hey, well, Scott Hall's buddies though weren't wrestlers. That's why Brian Christopher came out, so that we can have an actual match.
And his opponent from Memphis, Tennessee, being led to the ring by Hermie Sadler and Sterling Marlin, Brian Christopher.
This is a situation that has reached a boiling point, and we're about ready to get a payoff. Brian Christopher on his way to the ring with the NASCAR stars to go one-on-one with K-Crush. No longer a situation where there's outside interference in another match. It's head-to-head, Brian Christopher and that man, K-Crush.
Can you just do the math for me today? Brian Christopher with Sterling Marlin and Hermie Sadler going one-on-one with K-Crush. It's more like one-on-one plus one plus one.
Well, if you'll recall, last week when the challenge was issued by Christopher, he noted that Sadler and Marlin would be in his corner for the matchup tonight, so K-Crush knew exactly what he was getting into.
And Christopher was very smart to do that because he knew he'd need all the help he could get to take down K-Crush. He took K-Crush by surprise last time. Not going to happen tonight.
I believe you'll watch your Ed. Brian Christopher's not going to need any help from the NASCAR boys.
Oh, from behind, K-Crush right at the opening bell with the attack on Christopher.
Serves Christopher right for hot dogging. The guy's a hot dog. He goes out there, he's more interested in dancing and posing than he is in getting the job done.
He's a showman, not a hot dog.
No. He's a hot dog. K-Crush, he's a showman.
Watch how the crowd reacts to him.
K-Crush from Charlotte, North Carolina, trained for the ring by the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez, who, by the way, is a former two-time NWA World Tag Team Champion. And speaking of tag teams, the big tournament to crown World Tag Champs is next week on this program.
Oh, yeah! Well, there's a little payback for insulting the NASCAR drivers about not being athletes, Ed.
Well, you know what? I think what you're forgetting, Don, is the fact that K-Crush has a lot to prove here.
He was cover off the Bulldog, man. A 2 count.
He had a little twerp like Hermie Sadler, who's standing next to a physical specimen like K-Crush, saying that K-Crush wasn't an athlete. I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my life. Oh, that's what I like to see.
Buddy, I never heard of a twerp who can drive a race car around a track at about 200 miles an hour. One little false move, and it's lights out. You don't see that happening with K-Crush.
No, you don't, but you see a little twerp stand outside the ring like Hermie Sadler. A little twerp with a big mouth. And K-Crush is going to take all his frustrations out on Brian Christopher.
Christopher went to the well one time too often with the Bulldog. The total complexion of this matchup has turned. Now it's K-Crush in control cover. Legs hooked in. No, only a 2 count. Guys, can you imagine the level of intensity next week when these two individuals, K-Crush, Brian Christopher, will be joined in a tag team match. K-Crush and Jeff Jarrett against Christopher and Scott Hall.
That is going to be off the hook right today, and I'll tell you why. Wait, look at this. Tell me that's not an athlete. Tell me that's not an athlete, Don West.
Hey, I never said K-Crush was an athlete. I just said he insulted me by insulting the NASCAR driver.
All I'm saying is K-Crush is an athlete. Hermie Sadler, he drives around in a car.
And another 2 count for K-Crush.
You've got next week these two individuals joined with Jeff Jarrett and Scott Hall in tag team action. You've got Jeff Jarrett and K-Crush. They've got some serious issues to take care of with Brian Christopher and Scott Hall.
Oh, that's going to be a match. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I look forward to seeing Christopher and Hall take them all the way out.
I don't think you're going to see that at all because you've got K-Crush and Jeff Jarrett. They're angry. K-Crush and Jeff Jarrett especially, who's been screwed 8 ways to Sunday last week and tonight. He's got a lot of anger.
and he's going to be looking for some vengeance next week on this show. If he makes it the next week, look at Christopher's doing to him.
Christopher able to get the clothesline. Slides through.
Watch out.
Enziguri kick to the back of the head.
He took his head off.
Crush has got to get up. He's got so much riding on this. He came out, he faced down Hermie Sadler and wanted to prove what an athlete he is. Come on, K-Crush, show him what I know you can do.
Buddy, it's done. It's done.
It ain't done.
Oh, yes it is.
Stunner hit by Christopher.
Unbelievable.
K-Crush, come on.
They love him here.
Don't let this hot dog do this to you.
Crowd is firmly behind Christopher in this battle against K-Crush. Christopher in total control at this point. Sets him up in the corner. Now out of the corner mount.
He's caught him. Thank you very much.
Excellent counter with the inverted atomic drop out of the corner by K-Crush.
K-Crush getting fired up. Now we're going to see what an athlete can do. Now we're going to see. What is this?
Hermie Sadler on one side. Sterling Marlin on the other.
K-Crush is trapped.
And K-Crush in the middle.
That's got a little personal payback right there, Ed.
K-Crush is going to be singing soprano. Thanks for that little twerk, Hermie Sadler.
Oh, I've seen a lot. K-Crush do a lot worse things than that to people.
But K-Crush is supposed to be out there. Hermie Sadler and Sterling Marlin should not have been involved. I can't stress it enough.
K-Crush!
Brian Christopher to the top. Christopher on the top rope. He's got the goggles.
Get up, K-Crush, get up.
Goggles are in place. Hip hop drop off the top. To the head. Really beat him.
Yes! I'll teach you to accept that challenge.
You know, I was mad before with Toby Keith interfering in Jeff Jarrett's match, and I'm twice as pissed off now with these two yahoos getting involved in K-Crush's match. That's a real athlete for you.
NASCAR stars, Hermie Sadler, Sterling Marlin, and Brian Christopher as we take another look.
Oh, that was awesome right there.
Tremendous impact off the stunner. Christopher mounts the top rope, and there's the leg drop, and the 3 count ensues as Brian Christopher scores the win with a little help from the NASCAR stars.
But it's far from over. Next week, retribution time today. K-Crush and Jeff Jarrett are going to get their hands on Scott Hall and Brian Christopher.
That's going to be something.
And yet to come this week on TNA, the Rainbow Express in tag team action. Plus, you will hear from the new NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. That's right, Ken Shamrock is here tonight. And in addition, ladies and gentlemen, we will crown the first ever X Division champion. A 4-man round-robin tournament involving AJ Styles, Low Key, Psychosis, and Jerry Lynn. That yet to come, and so much more here tonight on the NWA TNA.
You can talk about that stuff all you want today, but this is what I've been waiting for. Let's go to Jeremy Borash.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our lingerie battle royal. The competitor with her clothes on at the end of the battle royal will be declared the winner and Miss TNA.
You know what, Don? We're all winners in this one. That's the way I feel about it.
Not only will the winner be crowned Miss TNA, but there's going to be a contract for the winner with the NWA TNA Total Non-Stop Action Organization.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Queen of Extreme, Francine.
Wait a minute, that's not even Francine.
That is not Francine. Jeremy's a little nervous and jerky out there. He's got one hand on the microphone. It looks like he's got another microphone in his pocket. He's just glad to be here, just like I am.
I'll tell you what. Now here's Francine.
Please welcome Joni.
Now
He is a little distracted, isn't he?
Jeremy is all messed up.
Now that is the Queen of Extreme, the First Lady of Hardcore Wrestling.
And she is my pick as the hands-on winner of this particular match. And you know what? You're going to see some really stiff competition out here. All these girls want the contract. Why? Because they want to work with me.
You know the beauty of it, Ed, is only one girl will be left with her clothes on. But the real winners are all of us guys. We get to see 8 of them with their clothes off.
Exactly. We've got thousands of winners tonight. That is Shannon making her way to the ring. Who's next? Who's coming down?
This is Alexis Three.
Oh, this is my personal favorite right here.
No, Francine. Francine's my girl. She was the Queen of Extreme in
Look at this
ECW.
Oh, yeah, she dove in the ring, baby.
Now, look real close, Don. When they come down this ramp, some of them don't have all their buttons intact, so we might get a little glimpse a little early here.
And I think this is the first time you and I have agreed on something all night long.
God bless us. God bless us. God bless NWTNA. I'm just glad to be here right this minute.
Yes, Don West and Ed Ferrara have made history. They finally have common ground.
Oh, will you lighten up today? Will you take the stink out of your butt and enjoy this, please?
Now, Aaron, that just went in, is a former Baltimore Ravens cheerleader.
Oh, I would love to see her pom-poms.
Now, this is Electra. You guys will remember last week, Electra was the one that got in Francine's face that started the cat fight that we all got to watch and enjoy.
We are going to see some sparks fly tonight between Electra and Francine. You know that they want to go after each other, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, remember Francine insisted that she was the only one out there who even deserved to be in the ring.
She's absolutely right. I mean, Francine has been to the top. That's Taylor Vaughn.
Well, is that Taylor Vaughn or
That is
Nicole
Taylor-
Smith? I mean, my God, is that awesome?
She is an incredible statuesque blonde, but I'm sorry. Francine is the one who's been to the top of this business. I said been to the top, not been on top.
Somebody wake me up, or don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. I want to continue this dream.
Here we go. This is not going to be pretty, ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
but
it
it is going to be hot.
A 9-girl cat fight is underway.
We are going to be seeing skin. I just can't wait for stuff to stop popping out.
So if this one goes on when girls have a pajama party?
If it does, I'm going to have to get some of those hidden cameras I see all the time on the internet.
This obviously isn't going to be the best
Oh,
technical
wait,
match of the
wait.
night, but who the hell cares?
Where is the
Oh, right,
cameraman?
today.
Where is the cameraman when you need him? Oh, yes, there he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Tenay has just registered a pulse. It is a historic night, and look at this!
Electra trailing Tyler, and Tyler has been eliminated at the hands of Electra.
Oh my God!
I don't even know where to look.
I do. I know exactly. Oh, nice tattoo. I'm loving this. This is total nonstop action.
That's it. That's an elimination.
That is Sasha.
is out.
Sasha is out, and I am up.
Sasha eliminated courtesy of Shannon.
She doesn't look too happy.
But I am.
Right,
I'm happy enough for all of us.
There goes Aaron.
Aaron is out. Oh my God, to be a rope right now. Aaron is out.
3 down.
She's running.
6
Hold on,
to go.
she's running.
Uh-oh.
Be quiet. She's running. Oh my God. Oh, I love that run. We've got.
Someone's got Taylor Vaughn's hair.
That looks like Alexis Marie, and you've got Francine is in the corner going to work on. I can't see who that is. It looks like Miss Joni.
Now, Francine's your personal favorite, right, Ed?
She is my hands-on favorite to win this match easily. She's got it all. She's been to the top in this business. She's the Queen of Extreme. And she's in trouble right now. They're ganging up on her.
Look at this. 3 girls turn their attention
Wait a
to
minute.
Francine.
Oh.
Electra's getting a little payback.
I'm begging for a different cameraman.
Some payback.
I'm begging for a different camera angle. Oh, no. Keep your shirt on, Francine. Keep your
Francine
shirt
on
on.
the verge of elimination.
And I'm on the verge of something else.
Take your time there, Shannon. Take your time.
No.
That's it. The favorite has been eliminated. Francine is out.
I don't know whether to be upset or to be ecstatic.
Well, I'll tell you what. Look at her face. She wanted it. She wanted it bad.
She's really upset about this. I mean, she had everything riding on this. She was on top in ECW. She had a job. She needs this job. She needs this contract.
Is that it? That's it. Joni's out.
Joni, Francine is. Look at her.
We're down to the final 4.
She is breaking. She's breaking my heart. I'll be right back.
Wait a minute.
Ed, go console.
Where are you? What do you mean go console? Where is he going? Ed Ferrara has left the broadcast position as we take a close-up look at Francine, who has been eliminated. The favorite in this match. Ed Ferrara consoling her. You know, Ed said she was the hands-on favorite, but I didn't
surprised if he doesn't get fired for that. But then again, it'd be worth it. Holy cow. What is going on?
Now, wait a minute. I thought the winner of this match got a job with NWA TNA. She's got the belt. She's strapping him. She's whipping him all over the ringside area.
I wanted to do this all day. I'm enjoying watching her do it better. Give it to him, Francine. Run it in.
The First Lady of Hardcore Wrestling is putting the belt to our broadcast colleague.
We're down to Taylor Vaughn and Electra, Mike. Taylor Vaughn and Electra.
And Taylor Vaughn going behind it. And the blouse is off. The top is off. She's halfway home. And Ed Ferrara continues to get strapped at ringside.
I don't know what heaven is, but it can't be much far off from this. Looks like we're getting ready to have a winner.
Down to the final two. Who's going to be Miss TNA? Who's going to walk away with the contract?
She's holding the ropes.
And she's holding onto her pants. And she's got it. There it is. Francine is in the ring and now tackles Taylor Vaughn from behind.
She really wanted the title. Look at this. Put her top back on. Ed, you okay, buddy?
I can't believe.
What were you thinking? What would cause you to go out there?
I was thinking I would console her.
Dude, your wife is watching this broadcast. Gee, honey.
Francine's got the belt. That's Miss TNA.
That's my belt.
Don't worry about your belt. Worry about Taylor Vaughn.
All I have to say is I just wanted to console her.
She wanted the title.
I knew she was going to get me breathing heavy, but I didn't think it was like this.
We gotta get a grudge match at some point.
I don't want to go anywhere near her right now. I gave her a chance. I tried to console her. I tried to make her feel better. And look at the thanks that I got.
Oh, you got what you deserve, buddy.
Yeah.
The first ever Ballet Invitational Lingerie Battle Royal is history. And Miss TNA and the winner of the contract is Miss Taylor Vaughn. And remember, yet to come, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champ Ken Shamrock. But first, let's send it backstage to the precocious Goldilocks.
Hi, this is Goldilocks. I'm backstage with a Puerto Rican sensation superstar, Apollo. Él está mejor, no? I know most of your work originated out of Puerto Rico, but how about now? Tell us.
Right now, I moved to Orlando. I'm looking for tonight. You know, this NWA is TNA.
You have a problem with me? Excuse me, Bobcat.
When I go in one room, you're going out the other. This is the man you should be interviewing. He is the next superstar of the company, not this guy here.
Okay, well,
Listen, what are you, jealous of me?
no, I'm not
that
jealous.
I don't
No.
blame you.
Okay.
I demand some respect around here. all right?
Actually, excuse me, I'm an interviewer. I do interviews.
Yeah, well,
I
start
report.
interviewing
Okay,
then.
well, I suggest you take your problems
I'm
to the
taking
management.
my problem up with you. You are the person.
I'm cutting this interview right now. Cut it.
Can you believe how pushy David Young's valet Bobcat is? Getting right in the face of Goldilocks.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. About to make his way to the ring from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Weighing in at 262 pounds, Apollo.
You know, Mike, you're right. Bobcat was pushy. But just knowing Goldie and the professional that she is, there's only going to be so much crap that she takes.
Well, Goldie may be a professional, but Bobcat sure dresses like a professional. I'll say that much. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
All right, guys, enough.
And his opponent, being led to the ring by Bobcat from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 240 pounds. This is David Young.
You know, one of these days, I think Bobcat's going to come out of her shell. She's a little on the shy side.
You know, one of these days, Bobcat is probably going to come out of her blouse.
Absolutely.
And I hope to God I'm there for it.
The success of this organization hinges on the stars of the future. When you join us every week on TNA, you can see who will take the all-important next step on the road to stardom. And this bout is a prime example of two young men looking to make their name and gain their fame.
I'll tell you what, this Apollo is unbelievable. Look at the size of him. And man, they are saying nothing but great stuff. This guy is awesome.
Just think back 1 week to the very impressive showing by Apollo in the gauntlet for the gold.
He was the first entrant to knock Malice off his feet, which was a phenomenal task when you take into account how many people Malice had taken out up until that point.
6'4", 265 pounds of Apollo is a brick wall as David Young attempts the tackles. You see the leaping ability of Apollo comes naturally. He's a former pro basketball player in Puerto Rico.
Yeah! You know, I've got to say, Apollo is an impressive physical specimen, but David Young, whoa, what is this? See, she's a tease. You got to love that. David Young has got the years of experience under his belt as well, so this is going to be a pretty interesting match.
Yeah, David Young, whoa, double underhook, suplex takeover by Apollo. You're right, Ed, David Young has 13 years experience as a pro. He started in this business at the age of 16.
Now, is Bobcat even paying attention to what's going on with her man?
I was going to say, it seems like as long as Bobcat's out there, David Young can't pay attention to his man.
Did you see that? She just put her boa in Borash's face, if you'll pardon the expression.
Is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
How's he supposed to wrestle with that going on? Apollo's going to train him.
The knife-edge chop as Apollo sets David Young up in the corner, and again, as the hand of Apollo, that open-hand chop meets the flesh of David Young's chest.
Oh! David Young has got to get his mind in this match. I've seen David Young work before. He's much better than this.
Shoulder first into the top turnbuckle. Goes Apollo, and now there's the opening for David Young to take advantage of as he puts a very stiff kick to the side of the head of Apollo.
I'm sorry, I've seen enough of Bobcat. Let's get into this ring. She needs to just settle down.
What is it with Borash that she keeps coming over to him?
I don't think it matters who it is, Ed. I think he just happens to be the closest guy sitting there.
Well, I mean, but still, I mean, you've got a guy like David Young in the ring. Look at Borash. I mean, he's a straight line from his ears down to his ankles. He's got no shoulders.
She's tickling him with her feathers.
David Young, I mean, he's luckily he's got his mind on the task at hand in there, but what is this?
I don't want anything to do with that. You don't want anything to do with it?
Oh my God,
Borash. You know, he's not fighting too hard though, is he?
Look at it, I told you. He can't concentrate. He can't concentrate.
Roll up out of the corner, two. David Young kicks out, but obviously distracted by what's going on at ringside with Bobcat and ring announcer Jeremy Borash.
Hey, I'm distracted with what's going on with Bobcat and Jeremy Borash.
Bobcat is not doing her man any favors at all right now. What is she trying to prove here?
No, but it looks like she might be into favors.
I don't think she has just one man.
Oh, enziguri kick delivered with authority to the back of the head. He may be out. That's two, and shows that leg strength once again, able to kick out at two.
And Apollo's power by throwing David Young off him like that.
Can you say lap dance?
I'm in trouble. I usually can.
Hey, I want to be a ring announcer. I want to be a ring announcer.
Off the suplex, the cover by Young, and another 2 count.
I'm going to tell you what, though. This Apollo is going to come back here in a minute and destroy him.
You think he is. It's an assumption on your part, Don. You got to sit back, watch, and listen, and watch what happens.
Back to the basics for David Young with the reverse chin lock. Cranking back on the neck of Apollo. You notice the knee between the shoulder blades to apply extra pressure. But how can we concentrate on what's going on in the ring when we have to watch this nonsense at ringside?
And speaking of pressure,
the same goes for David Young. I mean, how can he concentrate when his girl is outside the ring, coming on to a pipsqueak like Borash?
Good point.
Thank you.
And speaking of points of the elbow to the midsection. Apollo flips him around, turns him over, and dropped him down with a tornado DDT. Yeah. Using the middle rope as a springboard and just planting David Young head first into the mat.
Think about how devastating maneuver that is when you've got a guy as powerful and as huge as Apollo applying that.
You know what, like you said, last week in the Gold of the Gold, Apollo actually stayed in the ring as long as anybody.
Oh, caught him with the spine buster. Planted him.
Textbook perfect Arn Anderson spine buster.
That's his finishing move. Why doesn't he go for the pin?
What is he? Oh, of course, it's Bobcats distracted him again.
She's not even paying any attention to her man.
David Young had this match won. He hit the spine buster. Now he's on top, watching what's going on at ringside. Goes for the moonsault, and Apollo able to move away.
Crucial distraction by his own valet.
Oh! Super kick caught him with authority.
David Young, testament to his back up.
Out of the fireman's carry, where's he going to go with him?
Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
Variation of the stunner out of the fireman's carry, and there's the 3 count.
You've got to assume.
But he was truly distracted.
You have got to assume that Bobcat played a major role in that defeat for David Young. But Apollo goes over 1, 2, 3.
Well, there's just too much at stake in a matchup between 2 young lions like Apollo and David Young to have Bobcat at ringside distracting her own man in essence.
2 lions and a Bobcat. What is this here?
What? You know, she's dancing around like it's a victory celebration.
She thinks it's her show. What is she smoking?
She obviously wasn't watching a match. She doesn't know what went on.
For those of you with access to the internet, we invite you to visit nwatna.com for the latest news and views from the stars of the National Wrestling Alliance, TNA Total Non-Stop Action. Now, let's send it to the ring. And the self-proclaimed quintessential stud muffin, Mr. Joel Gertner.
Well. It is I, the quintessential stud muffin, Joel. I'm a licker, not a biter. And for a girl with me, it's gonna be an all-nighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I never need a writer. Gertner. And a lot of people have been asking me, Joel, what are you doing with the Rainbow Express? You're nothing like them. They're nothing like you. In fact, they're gay.
Enough already. Let's get the show on the road. We don't care.
Truth is, they are. And I'm not. And 90% plus of you probably aren't either. But just think about it. Whether they're actors or musicians, whether they're athletes or politicians, whether it's Olympic legend Greg Louganis, or whether it's Elton John making the music that all of you listen to, just rest assured there are people with alternative lifestyles, some of them, lots of them, who live better lives than you. I don't care what they do in their hotel. That's their business. When they get in the ring, they're all business. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Lenny and Bruce, the Rainbow Express!
The tag team that in late 1999 was deemed too controversial for World Championship Wrestling. Here comes the Rainbow Express. Well, actually, it's a newly formed Rainbow Express. It's now Lenny and Bruce. Bruce taking the place of Lodi, who has been sidelined with a neck injury.
Yeah, but rest assured that before long, Lodi will be back into the ranks. He will be joining them because there's no way that 2 can have as much fun as 3 when you're talking about these guys.
And there's the close-up look at Lenny Lane, the former WCW Cruiserweight champion. Actually won that title when he defeated Rey Mysterio Jr.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 464 pounds, they are the tag team known as the Dubs.
And the Dubs are coming off a victory on this program last week when they defeated Christian York and Joey Matthews, well, with a little help from their cousin/girlfriend.
Where are they?
Fluffed up.
Yeah, where are they?
Does anybody have any idea where the Dubs are?
I think the Rainbow Express are asking the same question.
Live television, guys. Let's just keep going until they come out.
Get them on out here. It's gonna be a great match.
I really can't wait to see what the Dubs. Oh, wait a minute.
Look, I ain't wrestling none of them alternative lifestyle boys. I done seen them. They just
Left wingers.
I ain't wrestling no hippies. I ain't doing it. You seen boys? I ain't doing it. I don't know what Bill's got me.
Guys, we've got a real bad problem. The Dubs won't wrestle their match tonight. We need somebody to replace them. You think you guys can do it?
Yeah.
We'll do it. Great.
Just give us a chance to get our gear.
No, we don't have time for that. Just leave your stuff here. I'll get it to the back. Just go to the ring, take your shirts off, just go like you are.
Right now?
Right now. Just go.
the
Music's
ring?
yeah, the music's about to play. Go.
Well, how about that? A change in the schedule here. Originally, the Dubs to face the Rainbow Express. That was NWA Vice President Bill Behrens in the back, sending out Storm and Harris.
Chris Harris and Cowboy James Storm.
You know, I like the Dubs, but I've got to say that's not the smartest thing they've ever done. There's a big tag team tournament coming up next week, and these guys, just because of their beliefs towards Lenny and Bruce, they don't want to wrestle them. Where's the intelligence in that?
Yeah, you have to think that NWA representatives would be taking a look at that.
Oh, yes!
As Bruce goes over the top rope courtesy of the clothesline from the Wildcat, Chris Harris.
I gotta tell you something, Mike. Ed and I both the other day at the National Fairgrounds saw a match between James Storm and Chris Harris. That was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen, and the fact that we get to actually watch these guys team up, it's gonna be exciting.
Well, plus also what that does is, I mean, you talk about this shows you how important the tag team tournament is next week. These guys who are former rivals, they're willing to tag up on the spur of the moment in an effort to go out there and impress the NWA.
Tornado DDT out of the corner by Lenny. On the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm follows up with the extension of the leg and the leg drop. Difficult circumstances here for both teams, guys.
Oh, come on! Is that really necessary?
Why does that bother you so much, Don? That was a tag. A tag is a tag.
Just tag them. I mean, don't push it off on us. I don't care what you do, but don't push it off on us.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what Gertner was talking about. Everybody's so hung up on their choice of lifestyles that they're forgetting the fact that they are dangerous and effective in the ring.
Awesome move, Harris.
Yeah, that's a tilt-a-whirl flying head scissors by Chris Harris on Lenny Lane. All four men in the ring, and the referee has lost control momentarily. The difficult circumstances I was talking about is because there's no chance for either team to either prepare or plot strategy against the opposition. At least the Rainbow Express are warmed up, ready to compete in this matchup. Gertner cheering on from ringside as they continue the double team effort against the Tennessee Cowboy James Storm.
Hey, if they're going to go out there and wrestle, then they need to be wrestling as fair as everybody else. They don't get special rules because they're special people.
That's the whole point. They're not saying they're special people. They are who they are. They were forced into the closet for years because of WCW standards and practices. Now they can be who they are, and that's what that is effective in the ring.
2 count. Very unorthodox cover by Lenny, but then immediately follows up with a series of right hands to the side of the head. Think about Storm and Harris, guys. They come out here cold, but they realize that they need to make an impression on the NWA representatives, so they're not going to turn down this opportunity, especially as you mentioned, Ed, with next week the NWA World Tag Team Title Tournament. And
give me a break, will ya?
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in a tag team match in the 40 years that I've been watching wrestling.
I am sorry, but it is brilliant. Whatever you want to call it, whatever you want, however you want to describe it, these guys know how to get under the skin of their opponents.
This is called the Tiger Tamer. Lenny with the submission hold. And now Chris Harris from outside in illegally, and he just clotheslined him right out of the Tiger Tamer.
That's the way you want to wrestle, then that's the way they'll wrestle. Let's go.
James Storm trying to crawl over there. I mean, tell me something, Don, Mike, am I wrong here, or are Lenny and Bruce not impressive as a tag team? Forget about preconceived notions. Let's talk about wrestling.
The sad part is we're not getting to see the best of Chris Harris and James Storm. They were walking out the door. They our best.
You know, hats off to them. They took this match without any preparation, but you know what?
Yeah, I can see what.
They're supposed to go out there and give you their best every time. They took this match.
Yes!
There's press by the southpaw Harris.
Let him have it.
Doesn't go for the pin. Punches
There's
to the
Bruce.
head, and oh, there goes Bruce up and over onto the apron. Exchange with Storm. Slides through and drops him down face first on the ring apron.
He won't be kissing anybody with those lips, I'll tell you that.
Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't matter. Why are you so hung up on him kissing people? He's a wrestler. He's in the ring. He's a wrestler.
And
they will go
right.
out there and win by any means
Hey, put your
necessary.
focus back in the ring. Roll up and a 2 count.
You just said it though, Ed. He's in the ring, and there's no place for that
Backslide.
in the ring.
1, 2, and only 2. Harris again on the verge of victory over the Express.
It's called psychology, Don. Some guys go out there and pull chains out of their tights. Other guys, like the Rainbow Express, who knows what they're going to pull out of their tights. Oh!
Meeting of the minds. Roll up, 2, and 3.
It's over.
I can't believe that. That is truly impressive.
Fantastic. What a comeback.
Why are you so happy that they won, Don? You have something, is it because Lenny and Bruce are gay that you wanted these teams to win?
Look, you guys can have your discussion later. Let's take a look at the replay. Lenny out of the corner, hits the tornado DDT on Storm. The Rainbow Express were in control of the matchup at this point. Here was one of the turning points. The tilt-a-whirl head scissors takeover, which started the momentum in the favor of Storm and Harris as they gain the victory on TNA.
Oh, no. Will you give me a break, Don? What you're confusing is style and substance. That was style. Those guys happen to be world-class athletes out there who just happen to give up a win tonight on television.
When you talk about class, when you talk about dignity in the world of professional wrestling, it's exemplified by this man, the former NWA World Champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Well, let me ask you something. Has everybody had a good time tonight?
Oh, yeah! It's been unbelievable tonight. Unbelievable.
Has this been one heck of a show?
You better believe it. Action, action.
So, wrestling fans around the world and here in Huntsville, Alabama, let me introduce to you the new NWA Heavyweight Champion.
Here he is! Here he is! The world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock!
The legendary mixed martial artist put his name in the NWA history books 1 week ago, alongside the likes of Lou Thez, The Funks, Jack Briscoe, Harley Race, Ric Flair, and yes, Ricky Steamboat, by winning the National Wrestling Alliance World's Heavyweight title.
And he did it in the gauntlet for the gold, beating 19 other competitors.
That was the premier edition of NWA TNA. But now, we're moving on. We've got our new champion in the ring. Let's hear what he has to say.
You know something, ladies and gentlemen? This man right here has now joined the ranks of a very selected few wrestlers in the history of our business. That immortal line of wrestlers that are now, he is now known as the NWA Heavyweight Champion. Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Harley Race. The list goes on and on and on. And you know something, Ken? They can't take it away from you now. It's etched in stone. It's written in the books. The new NWA Heavyweight Champion.
You damn Skippy.
Well, this belt right here has a lot of history behind it, that's for sure. And I will defend this belt with honor and pride.
You better believe that, folks. You better believe
I have
that.
been all over the world, Japan, all over the United States, Puerto Rico, and every organization that I've been a part of in the mixed martial arts or pro wrestling, I have risen to the top. And it is no different here in the NWA because I am the NWA champion.
Hell yeah! And he's going to be a fighting champion as well.
And for those that are standing behind me, I appreciate it. And for those that aren't, you can kiss my ass.
You damn skippy!
Pucker up!
Excuse me.
What is that? Who is that?
Excuse me.
He's very polite, whoever he is.
Pardon me. I do so hate to intrude on this little schmooze party, this little trip down memory lane, but if it were to continue, I think I might vomit.
Minister James Mitchell.
Now, if all of these crackers in Huntsville, Alabama would be quiet for a moment, I have an announcement. I'm on a mission from God. Not your God, but mine. And that is the reason that my agents, my minions, and my disciples of the new church are going to ensure that my organization controls the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Now, Ken Shamrock, according to legend, you are the world's most dangerous man. And if that's true, I would like to issue you a little challenge. I dare you to face one of my disciples of the new church and put your belt on the line next week. Do you have the guts to put that belt on the line against one of my disciples, Ken Shamrock?
Gotta be Malice. It's gotta be Malice.
Allow me to introduce to everyone.
Gotta be Malice.
Now we're gonna find out.
One of my finest disciples. His name is Slash.
Ha!
The
wrong,
other
Wes.
disciple of the new church.
Slash was also in the Going for the Gold.
And I gotta say, this guy has got the freakiest look I've seen in quite some time.
He's the scariest guy I've ever seen.
This is a
Appearance-wise.
joke, right? Because I'll tell you something. Instead of making it next week, why don't I just take this belt and lay it right here on the mat, and you can sing that freak down here and try and take it from me.
Whoa, look out!
Mr. Shamrock,
Kenny,
I
turn
have
around!
someone else in mind for you.
Malice is behind you!
This is perfect.
And Malice has Shamrock throttled, and he takes him up into the air. Oh, and drives the NWA champ to the mat.
Steamboat! Get in there! Stop this!
Did you see the height that Malice had on Shamrock? Malice is working out some severe frustration
Get
here.
him off, Ricky!
Malice feels he should be the NWA champion, and I can't say
Get
that
him
I
off!
blame him.
Somebody help him!
He's choking the life out of Shamrock.
Last week in the Gauntlet for the Gold, Malice eliminated countless competitors, only to be defeated by Ken Shamrock in the end. Malice is coming back for more now, and he's making his presence felt.
Security comes from the back, and Malice just tosses him aside.
He is all over Shamrock like a bad suit.
Oh, the minister is sinister.
Malice,
James Mitchell looks on approvingly.
save a piece of his carcass for next week.
This guy is a monster! This guy is evil!
He's a dangerous monster. Apparently, Minister James Mitchell has some sort of control over him because all he did was say stop, and Malice stopped. That's the kind of control that makes both this man and Malice a dangerous combo.
Might is right, and the meek shall inherit nothing.
The question is, will Malice be able to inherit the world's heavyweight title? He's the first challenger to Shamrock.
And if you remember, during the Gauntlet for the Gold, it came down to two men, Ken Shamrock and Malice. Malice had been out there a hell of a lot longer than Shamrock, and he still almost put Shamrock away. Next week, when they face off again, it's going to be even ground, and I can't wait to see what Malice can do.
1 week ago, we kicked off TNA with, appropriately enough, a total non-stop action 6-man tag that was everything that you can expect from the X Division.
The X Division to me means excitement. It means excellence. It means execution. Look at these highlights from this match last week. It was some of the most unbelievable high-flying action ever seen.
Look at these moves. It was absolutely unreal. It was incredible. I mean, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the X Division is a revolutionary concept in our business. It's not about weight limits. It's about no limits. The most extreme athletes in professional wrestling competing for the championship. It's not often that you have a first in professional wrestling, but tonight we will. The first ever X Division champion will be crowned. The 4-man round-robin tournament. AJ Styles, Low Key, Psychosis, and Jerry Lynn, all competing to make history tonight.
You know, you can talk about history all you want, but the question I have today is how come the Flying Elvises aren't involved in this round-robin tournament? We saw they won that match last week, yet Lynn, Styles, and Low Key are in this match. Explain to me.
You know, I'm shocked. Earlier tonight, you and Don West actually agreed for the first time, and now you and I are going to agree.
It's a night of firsts.
Controversy is swirling already in the X Division, and we haven't even crowned a champion yet. I hear that Yang, Siaki, and Estrada, the Flying Elvises, are fuming that they are not a part of this tournament. And you know what? They have a valid point. They defeated 3 of the 4 men in this round-robin matchup. But keep in mind, it was a 6-man tag team match. It was not a singles bout. NWA officials had already filled with these top 4 contenders before last week's tag team bout took place.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't have altered those brackets in light of the results of that match.
Let's get it on!
The following contest is a double elimination match to crown the brand new NWA TNA X-Champion. About to make his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 224 pounds, AJ Styles.
The phenomenal AJ Styles, a 3-year pro, believe it or not, yet a master of dozens of jaw-dropping, high-risk moves. He continues to create new moves to add to his already innovative and impressive offense. The phenomenal AJ Styles.
From Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 214 pounds, Psychosis!
Yes, this is the very familiar Psychosis, the former WCW Cruiserweight Champion of the world. And Psycho is a right-on translation for the style of this 30-year-old that has been a pro for some 11 years already in his great career.
And weighing in at 210 pounds, this is Low Key.
Just a 4-year pro, but he started when he was 18. The 22-year-old Low Key is from Brooklyn, New York. And wait till you see his style. Totally different from all the others, he adds the martial arts.
And from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 215 pounds, Jerry Lynn.
Now, I gotta butt in here, Mike, because Jerry Lynn is the one I've got my eye on this match. You cannot argue his credibility, his validity as a performer in that ring. He's been around for 14 years, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in here.
Well, Ed, you've been doing your homework. I love that. You're right. Jerry Lynn is by far the most experienced of the 4. 14 years as a pro, trained out of Minneapolis by the Olympian Brad Ringans, but now let's focus on the action in the ring. Again, keep in mind, this is a double elimination tournament. In other words, you must be defeated twice in order to be eliminated. We start off with Psychosis and AJ Styles, and Styles rocks him in the early going with knife-edge chops.
Also, don't forget, as soon as a fall occurs, the next fall is in effect. So that means that as soon as a fall happens, you better be on your toes because your opponent is going to be coming at you as soon as possible.
Conditioning is paramount. There's no downtime in this match. As Ed just mentioned, the minute that a pin or submission has been registered, another competitor will come into the ring. The monkey flip by Psychosis. Styles, incredible balance. Lands on his feet, connects with the super kick, gets two, and only two.
This AJ Styles is out of this world.
And Don, these guys are just getting warmed up. Wait till you see what these guys can pull out.
I haven't stopped talking about last week's action all week long.
Spinning leg attack by Psychosis connects. Moves Styles into position.
This is what the X Division is all about. The high-risk maneuvers, the death-defying...
Oh! Guillotine leg drop off the top!
This could be it!
Hook of the leg and a 2 count for Psychosis. And you can see the frustration so evident on his face. He thought he had Styles defeated, and he thought that he had already registered the 1 win over Styles, which of course very important here with the 2 losses eliminating you.
Watch this.
Setting him up for his move. The Styles flash drops him down. The hook.
This could be it.
Waist lock and 3 count. Psychosis has 1 defeat, and AJ Styles scores the win, but again, no downtime. Low-key immediately into the ring. We talked about the martial arts that he loves. Brutal, stiff kicks. Immediately as he comes in.
Oh, caught him!
Hurricane Rana.
That was out of this world!
I have never seen someone deliver a Hurricane Rana from his back before.
Low-key, though, immediately back up to his feet. Again, the superior balance. Attempted a German suplex, but he reverses it and enziguris him down to the mat.
It's like watching Bruce Lee out there, I'm telling you. This is unreal.
Like you said, Mike, conditioning, paramount in this match. You have got to be on your game, but let's also talk about strategy. And look at Jerry Lynn, like I said, the veteran, scoping everything out.
Look at this!
Cartwheel into the corner, gonna try and monkey flip out. Instead, he goes up to his shoulders.
He's going
look
for
at this,
it.
he's going for the Styles Clash again. No, it's reversed.
Oh. I know we're just getting started, but this is the greatest stuff I've ever seen.
Oh my God. He just elevated Styles into the corner, and he landed up on the top turnbuckle.
I'd be surprised if he didn't crack his sternum on that.
Oh, man.
Oh, brings him back into the ring.
Would you watch this?
Submission on the plate, look at the pressure. But he was into the rope. You saw that Styles' neck was pulled back. The pressure that Low-Key tried to apply. Don West, when you called him Bruce Lee-like, you were right on the money.
Oh, he is absolutely ready to go drinking to the movies.
Like I said before, like I started to say, think about the psychology. You know, when you get in there, the quicker you can take out your opponent, the quicker you can move on and save your own energy.
Low-Key is a thinking man's wrestler. He's not the biggest wrestler in the business. He's not going to use suplexes. He's not going to outpower you. He's going to outthink you. Twisting move off the top.
Agility! Oh! Look at that! Folded him up like an accordion.
Brutal stiff clothesline. German suplex attempt again. Has him over. Rolls through. Takes him up. And drives him down with a face buster. 1, 2, and 3.
That's 2 for AJ Styles.
And 1 defeat for Low-Key. 1 defeat for Psychosis. Jerry Lynn immediately into the ring.
Like I said, not wasting any time. Taking out your opponent quickly is paramount in this match. Jerry Lynn knows that.
He loves the cradle pile driver, and there it is. His finishing move. Styles is in trouble. 2 and 3.
He got him. AJ Styles has 1 elimination against him.
That took less than 30
Psychosis off the top. Connects with the missile drop kick to the back of the head.
Face first into the canvas.
Guys, this is what total non-stop action is all about. I'll say it for you.
Amen, brother.
This is the X Division. This is for the X Championship. First time in history.
The exchange of the waist locks. Psychosis, an attempt at the German. Instead, Lynn goes airborne and then uses his power to snap mirror him over.
This is the definition of intensity.
Tilt-a-whirl flying head scissors by Lynn, and Psychosis is down.
This is the greatest show on earth. Look at this.
Of course, Jerry Lynn gained such prominence years ago in global wrestling in his feud with the then Lightning Kid.
Oh!
A Of course, Lightning Kid, now known as X-Pac. Lynn drives him face first to the mat, goes for the cover, gets two, and again, only two.
I could have a freaking heart attack, man. This is unbelievable.
Again, you said low key was the thinking man's wrestler. Look at that face, look at that intensity. But I've got to go with Jerry Lynn as the thinking man's wrestler. You can't get away from the experience.
Psychosis uses the head scissors takeover to take Lynn up and over the top rope and down to the mat.
And an injury in this match could be the end of the road. Look out!
Oh! Tremendous move to dive into a somersault, crashing into Lynn on the arena floor.
Did you see the grace with which Psychosis delivered that? That was absolutely poetry in motion.
I'm telling you, who do you root for? This is absolutely the greatest expedition I've ever seen.
And we're not even close to being done with this. We've only got 3 guys that have 1 elimination each. Jerry Lynn has none.
Spinning leg lariat off the top by Psychosis. He's got the legs hooked. The shoulders are down. Oh, only 2.
No way.
Jerry Lynn ahead on points in this matchup. If he can get out with no eliminations, that would be probably the most impressive thing ever.
Loki's wanting back in bad. Oh!
Lynn for the cover. 2 and only 2. You'll notice that at ringside, wearing the stripes of the official, is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And I understand that once we get down to the final 2 competitors, much like last week in the gauntlet for the gold, Ricky Steamboat will be the referee tonight when we decide the first ever X-Champion. High-risk move on the way. Oh! Stopped, blocked by Lynn. He was ready, he was prepared. He caught him with the drop kick in mid-flight.
Can you believe
another pile driver?
He's got the cradle pile driver, and he stuffed him with it. 2, 3, and Psychosis is out. He's eliminated.
We're down to 3 men now, 3 competitors. Low key, Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles. Psychosis, hell of an effort, but you're out of the game, baby.
Can you believe this is only $9.95? Can you believe it?
Off the kick. Low-key covers, gets to at the last split second. Lynn is able to roll the shoulder up.
Jerry Lynn is now the man to beat. The other 2 men had 1 defeat each on them. If anybody else gets pinned, they're out. Jerry Lynn has got 2 to go.
Shades of the Great Muta with that elbow drop after the twist and a 2 count for Low-key. Let's admit it, guys. Low-key, pound for pound, one of the toughest competitors in professional wrestling today. And promoters all over the world are taking note of that fact.
You know, I thought I'd never say this, but I cannot argue with you, Mike, today on that particular point.
Full extension of the leg by Low-key. Perfectly placed with the boot directed across the throat of Jerry Lynn. The referee forces him to break because he was in the corner, in the ropes.
All of these competitors know what's on the line. They know they will go down in history as the first ever X Division champion.
Watching Low-key's like watching Todd Van Dam and Chuck Norris.
Flying combo kick in the corner. Shades of Jushin Thunder Liger. And steps up the top rope.
A roll through! A roll through! Low-key just as impressive by recovering from that as quickly as he did. Jerry Lynn has got to be close to running on empty here.
$9.95? Are you kidding me?
Stiff, brutal kick to the chest, but Lynn comes back with a forearm smash.
Now think about this. AJ Styles has been outside the ring for a while. Wait!
Oh! Enziguri kick to the back of the head. That one was right on the button by Lynn, and Low-key's in trouble.
See if Low-key can take a little of his own punishment there. Both of these men are giving everything they've got. AJ Styles right now outside of the ring, recovering, getting stronger. That's going to be a factor as well. Both of these men have got to be running on fumes.
The X Division, that's what makes the NWA TNA total non-stop action. This is the greatest show on earth.
To the ropes. Lynn with the innovation. Sensational back body drop. Immediately to his feet. Lynn is ready. A series of clotheslines. He caught him twice with stiff lariats. Now in the corner, Lynn sizing him up.
Low-key spotted it, saw it coming.
Attempted the shoulder block. Instead, Lynn turned things around in mid-move and dropped the leg across the back of the head.
That's what makes Lynn so dangerous. He can take any situation and immediately come out on top.
Motioning for the pile driver. Up into the air. There it is. There comes the cradle pile driver. No, it's reversed into a submission. Hold the armbar. Incredible move.
What a block. That is smart thinking on the part of Low Ki. If he can get this, he can break this from Jerry Lynn.
But perfect strategy by Lynn, grasping his hands together. That's the only counter for the move, and then he drives him down to the mat too.
You heard the referee. They heard the referee in the chief.
Look at his mouth. It's bleeding. His blood is pouring out.
The fans noticeably getting riled up by this match. They didn't like that call. They want to see a winner here.
Lynn takes him up. Looked like an attempt at a brain buster, but it was reversed by Low Ki. Low Ki with the cradle. Take over. No, what's he going to do?
What is this?
Where's he going to put it? Where's he going to put it? Oh, reversed by Lynn. Dropped him on his head DDT style.
Again, like I said, Lynn able to size up any situation and be able to somehow work it out to his advantage. That is experience.
Mike, I have never seen anything like this.
Short arm clothesline by Lynn.
I don't know about you guys, but I am exhausted just watching this. Will he get the cradle? He's got it. Down. Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles. Jerry Lynn, 0 defeats against him. AJ Styles has 1. If Jerry Lynn can defeat AJ Styles just once, he becomes the ex-champion.
Two, only 2 after the discus clothesline by Styles took Lynn down.
Guys, it's like watching the competitiveness of Michael Jordan, the power of Mark McGuire, the tenacity of Tiger Woods, all wrapped up in one package.
Went for the powerbomb, reversed into a Hurricane Rana by Lynn. Great spinning leg attack. Hooks the leg, 2, and shoulder up by Lynn.
Both of these men know what's on the line. AJ Styles knows he cannot give an inch to Jerry Lynn because then that would mean he's out of the picture. Jerry Lynn knows all he has to do is get one more defeat under his belt and he walks out with the gold.
So much at stake in this matchup. The first ever champion to be crowned. The tilt-a-world backbreaker by Lynn. Gets 2 and only 2. Guys, we are already 15 minutes into this bout. 15 minutes of total non-stop action.
I don't care what anybody says. These are the greatest athletes I've ever seen in my life. And I can't believe I'm sitting right here in front of them.
Testify, Don. I agree 100%. They're on the apron.
Reversal by Lynn. Attempt at the sunset flip. Blocked by Styles. Good smart move. Hook the top rope. Springboard twisting splash. 2. Shoulder.
You see the frustration on AJ Styles' face. He knew he was so close, and he got taken away from him at the last second.
Unbelievable. Purely unbelievable.
Look at AJ Styles' face, the determination, almost desperation. He knows what it's all coming down to. He's got to do it. And Jerry Lynn, he's being very methodical. He knows.
Oh, moonsault off his chest, then walked right into the boot from Lynn. Lynn out of the corner. Oh, what a DDT.
This could be it.
Oh, Styles was just that close to being eliminated.
That had to be an autopilot move. Styles probably doesn't even know where he is.
How are these guys standing?
Again, keep in mind the format of this round-robin tournament. 2 defeats eliminate you. AJ Styles has 1 loss. Jerry Lynn has yet to be defeated.
It could come down to whoever gets to his feet first here, and it looks like it's going to be Jerry Lynn.
Lynn is up. Styles is dazed. Lynn attempts the elevation. Nice block. Oh! A man's new backbreaker. Goes to the cover. 2. No! That was a 2.
Just think of the sheer exhaustion these 2 men must be feeling, but they are giving everything they've got, and also take into account how exhausted they are, how physically pushed to the limit they are, yet they are still performing at peak levels. Watch this.
Out of the corner, Lynn has Styles up. Oh! Running sit-out powerbomb.
This could be it.
Shoulders are down. Oh. No, only 2 again. An incredible series of near falls in this matchup.
And you could feel the frustration from Jerry Lynn when AJ Styles kicked out on the 3. Jerry Lynn thought he had the X Division Championship sewn up.
Just think, if AJ Styles wins, we got another match.
And just think, if AJ Styles wins, that means he did the near impossible, defeating Jerry Lynn twice in a row.
Tried the cradle pile driver.
Oh, reversal.
Yeah, excellent reversal with the back body drop by Styles. Boot to the midsection of the already windy Lynn. Gonna try the Styles clash.
He's got it.
There it is. He's got the Styles clash.
Could this be it?
2 and 3. We have one more match to go.
I don't believe this.
Jerry Lynn, AJ Styles, both with 1 defeat. And now, special referee Ricky Steamboat in the ring. This exemplifies the importance of this contest. It was 1 week ago that the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, officiated the final 2 men in the gauntlet for the gold when Ken Shamrock walked away as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Now, Steamboat in the ring as we crown our first ever X Division title holder.
And just look at Styles and Lynn. They are crawling. They barely have anything left, but yet they're going to give everything they've got because this championship, the honor of being the first NWA X Division Championship, means everything to them.
These incredibly conditioned athletes continue to pound away at each other. Look in the corner. Oh, attempted a roll up by Lynn. Steamboat down. 2. Styles kicks out.
Folks, in my own profession, you know what we call this match?
2. Reversal by Lynn. 1, 2. Again, another reversal. 2. Another 2 count. What was that? 6 near falls in about 15 seconds. Backslide. Again. 1, 2.
Both of these guys know everything's on the line. They are going to pull out all the stops.
Lynn's got it reversed. Lynn's got it by Styles. 2. The momentum is shifted in this matchup, much like these counter moves. Both men to their feet, but both men are down as they simultaneously hit the clothesline.
How can they go on? How can they go on?
I'll tell you how, Don. Heart, determination, guts, and pride. That's what both of these men have in spades. I've got to put these guys over. They are 2 of the most phenomenal athletes ever to step inside the squared circle.
They're both to their feet. Styles, almost a last-ditch effort, digs down deep, connects with the dropkick. But can he follow up? That's the question that remains to be answered.
Look at its look.
Oh, smart move by Lynn, using that top strand of cable. Dropping down Styles. Oh, throw it first, and now sends him face first into the safety railing.
Lynn is all...
Incredible velocity behind the Irish whip, sending Styles head first into the steel.
Call it a shortcut, call it whatever you want, but you might be able to call Jerry Lynn your first ex-champion as a result, and that's all that matters. Lynn has been around for 14 years. He knows what you have to do to get to the top.
Oh, the back kick by
stop.
Styles. Oh, moonsault off the apron.
A reversal.
Midair.
They don't even care. They're not in the ring.
Connected with the inverted DDT on the floor.
I'm exhausted just watching these 2. I'm exhausted for them.
Listen to them.
This is the most unbelievable athletic contest I have ever seen.
Absolutely testify, my friend.
I'm talking Malenko Guerrero. I'm talking Flair and Steamboat. Years from now, people are going to be talking about Styles and Lynn, and that's what matters.
Styles rolls Lynn back into the middle of the ring.
One
hook, shoulders are down, Steve.
Oh!
Oh, that one was 2 7/8.
Can you believe that this is only going to be the first X Division Championship? We're going to get to see more of these in the future. This is out of this world.
Almost a look of disappointment on AJ Styles' face when he didn't get the 1, 2, 3 there. Perhaps he was showing his poker face there a little bit. Perhaps he doesn't know how much he's got left.
No! Springboard back.
Another reversal. Where's this going?
Anywhere Lynn wants to take him. Oh! Dropped him stomach first. Hung him out to dry on the top rope.
I'm telling you.
Both of these men.
Oh! DDT from the top rope. 1, 2.
Oh! Only 2.
All counting along. All 3 announcers are making the counts when referee Ricky Steamboat goes down to employ the 3 count.
Hell, everybody in the arena is making the count. I don't want to feel left out. This is the most exciting contest I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
These 2 warriors, incredibly winded, but with so much at stake, they dig down deep, and they're both to their feet.
What else can we see? What else can they do?
Look at him, he's got the ankles.
It's something
AJ
new
Styles
every
isn't going
minute.
anywhere.
Where's he gonna drop him?
Oh!
Styles lands on his feet. Attempts a Hurricane Rana. Blocked by Lynn. Drove him down to the face
Where did he
buster.
pull that out?
1, 2, no! Everyone around ringside is on their feet. The fans are standing. The fans are counting along with us.
The respect, the passion, the determination that these 2 men are showing. This is what I like to call tradition. This is the new tradition.
I wouldn't bother me if they crowned a boat champ. I mean, my God.
Both of these men, do they have anything left? But of course, they'll have to. They both know what's on the line, and they're going to give everything they've got. And when they don't have anything left to give, they're going to dig down deep and give 100% more, because that's what you're looking at in these 2.
Lynn first to his feet, measuring his opponent. Has Styles. Could it be another cradle pile driver? Takes him up. Reversal. Off the boot to the midsection.
He's got him
his
up.
carry. Where's he going to go with him? Oh! Dropped him down across the knee.
Oh, and he hurt his own knee on that move. That could be a critical mistake on the part of AJ Styles.
1, 2, no! It was 1 week ago that Ken Shamrock won the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just 3 seconds away from crowning the first ever X Division champ. Both of these men have been so close, but they've both been just 1 second away from winning that title. Think back through the years. Think of the man in the ring with them, the referee Ricky Steamboat, in 1989 when he defeated Ric Flair. History and a legacy begins tonight. Oh!
Twisting brainbuster. 1, 2.
No!
What will it take for one of these men to put the other one away? What will it take for one of these men to stay down for that 3 count?
Mike, in all your years of broadcasting, have you ever seen a match like this?
Never anything like this. They're playing a game of can you top this? Each one trying to outdo the other.
Sleeper.
Lynn has the sleeper hold, and look at the positioning. He's got him in the middle of the ring.
Again, that's the experience we were talking about with Lynn. Lynn, 14-year veteran. AJ Styles, 3-year prodigy. No one has come as far, learned as much, or gone as fast as AJ Styles in his 3 years.
Very smart tactic here by Lynn, using the sleeper hold. The already winded Styles is in trouble. Now he's not only cutting off the flow of blood, he's cutting off the flow of oxygen. Oxygen that AJ Styles desperately needs. Jawbreaker by Styles breaks the sleeper hold. Ladies and gentlemen, this match is destined to go down in the history books with some of the great NWA World's title matchups of the past. Dory Funk Jr. defeating Gene Kiniski in 1969. Harley Race winning the title in 73. Jack Briscoe defeating Race as well that year. Legends like Dusty Rhodes, legends like Ric Flair have all worn the gold of the NWA. Let's find out who the first NWA X Division champion is going to be.
Well, Lynn is pulling out all the stops. Now he's just looking to punish AJ Styles, hoping to put him away once and for all and become the first ever X Division champion. He's going up for a superplex. He nails it!
Way!
Top rope superplex!
Way! Absolutely no
He's got
way!
the leg. 2!
No! How is Styles doing it? How is he staying alive? Lynn had him gone!
Lynn injured his own back almost as badly on that superplex. That's the risk you take with a maneuver like that, especially at this stage in the game when both men are suffering from sheer utter exhaustion.
What gladiators! This is unreal!
They truly are gladiators, both of these men. And now it's getting to desperation time. Both men are giving everything they have. It all comes down to this.
AJ's done.
Jerry Lynn directing his attack on the head. Forearm smashes, punches to the head. Sets up a Daze style in the corner and continues that offensive assault. Now mounts the second rope.
AJ firing back, shoves him off. Lynn, he's got to be hurt. Remember, he hurt his back on that superplex earlier.
Styles to
He's
the
still
top.
down. Styles going out. Could this be it? Final tap! Final tap! 1, 2, 3! AJ Styles wins it! AJ Styles is our first ever phenomenal, doesn't even begin to describe his ability.
Can you believe the people that were able to witness this tonight? They're going to be able to tell their kids, their grandkids, grandkids. They saw the greatest match ever, the original, the first ever X-Divisional Championship.
The celebration is on for AJ Styles. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with the championship belt in his hand, raising the hand of AJ Styles in victory. Remember the name, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Styles. The future of our sport has arrived.
It's sad that there could only be one winner because Jerry Lynn deserves a belt almost as much as AJ Styles. What an absolute effort he put on tonight.
And while you're mentioning Jerry Lynn, don't forget about Psychosis.
Absolutely.
Don't forget about Low Key. All four of these men gave it their all. Blood, sweat, and paid the price tonight as AJ Styles wins the X Division title.
AJ Styles saluting the fans who appreciate him just as much as he appreciates them. Look at that. That is your new X Division champion, the first in NWA history.
AJ Styles is the man.
Let's quickly review the sequence of events in this round-robin tournament. In the first matchup, Psychosis against AJ Styles. Saw Styles use, his patented Styles Clash to score the pin on Psychosis. Psychosis had one defeat. Then, immediately into the ring came Low Key. The German suplex, the follow-up maneuver into a facebuster, the 3 count, and AJ Styles tagged one defeat on Low Key. Jerry Lynn immediately into the ring, taking advantage of the winded AJ Styles. Took Styles up for his finishing maneuver, the cradle pile driver, and the 3 count followed. That was the first defeat for AJ Styles. Jerry Lynn then facing off against Psychosis. Once again, the cradle pile driver spelled defeat for Psychosis. There's the 3 count. That was loss number 2 for Psychosis, and he was eliminated. Low Key squaring off against Jerry Lynn. It worked once again for the 3rd time. The cradle pile driver, and Jerry Lynn defeats Low Key, eliminating him from the match. It all came down to AJ Styles and Jerry Lynn. Styles with 1 defeat, Lynn with none. The Styles Clash tagged the first loss on Jerry Lynn. And then this is the move that did it. The twisting swanton off the top. The move that he calls the spiral tap. That proved to be the difference. AJ Styles scores the pin over Jerry Lynn, and history is made as AJ Styles becomes the first ever X Division champion of the world. It's been another wild, off-the-charts week on NWA TNA. But just listen to what's in store for you next week on this program. Number 1, we will have a one-night tournament where we will crown new NWA World Tag Team Champions. And Ed, speaking of tag teams, 2 newly formed duos collide. It's going to be Scott Hall and Brian Christopher against Jeff Jarrett and K-Crush.
Well, what I got to say about this is one thing. You've got Jeff Jarrett and K-Crush, 2 guys who, in my opinion, were on the wrong side of results tonight. You're teaming them up, they're going to be nothing but dangerous because they got nothing to lose. This is an old-fashioned grudge match, and they're going in there looking to hurt Scott Hall and Brian Christopher. This may be the first, last, and only time that Christopher and Hall team up.
Don West, the first NWA World's Heavyweight title defense for Ken Shamrock. And he must face the 6'9", 300-pound monster, Malice, from James Mitchell, the Ministers, disciples of the new church. Shamrock's first title defense in 7 days.
I'll tell you what, the world's most dangerous man will have his hands full, because if you remember the Gauntlet for the Gold, Malice was the last one in the ring, and he took on a lot more opponents than Shamrock did, and was very impressive. But of course, Shamrock is the world's most dangerous man, and it is going to be a match for the ages, Mike.
Will Ken Shamrock be a 2-week World's Heavyweight Champion? We'll answer that question and many more when you join us next week for the NWA TNA. It's total non-stop action.
I'm going to put you on the very first match and let you try to beat all 20 of them people.
He's going to be the first entrant in the Gauntlet for the Gold. He's forcing him.
All right.
He's an NWA representative.
If I step in the ring first, that's all right with me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed to kick 19 other asses, and I'm going to walk out of here the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
I've got him. Ken Shamrock has come out to confront Jeff Jarrett.
You may be whipping 18 other people's asses in that ring, but you ain't whipping number 19, and that's me.
It's wrestling's real outlaw, Scott Hall.
Just focus on trying to beat up one. Scott Hall.
Whoa, wait a minute. That's Jeff Jarrett, Jackie Fargo.
Let's listen to him. I want you to remember who did this to you. I want you to remember, Fargo, your next NWA champion. When you hear Mother Crimson ring, it'll feel like a...
Wait a minute. What is Jeff Jarrett doing?
Hey, Toby Keith. Nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear you sing. Nobody wants to hear that damn song.
It is time for your NWA Total Non-Stop Action main event of the evening.
Another member of Minister James Mitchell's Disciples of the New Church.
Look at this monster.